If you're an occupational therapist and you're looking to grow your caseload, that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. Now, not everyone wants to go out on their own, but there are ways in which to grow your caseload as an occupational therapist while working for someone else, right? And there's a way that you can build your caseload as an occupational therapist when you're starting out your own business, your own clinic, that type of stuff. Like that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. My name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist, and I have my own brick and mortar business in Miami called Hands On Therapy Services, and I run an online program here at Hands On Therapy Secrets. So they're both hands, and sometimes I'm like, did I say that correctly? So anyway, let's assume I said that correctly. So how do you build your business? I actually got this question from one of my students because she is in hand therapy, working to become a certified hand therapist, and she is looking to grow her caseload. So the company brought her in saying like, okay, we're gonna give you a per diem position, and we want you to grow your caseload. Right after I talked to her, I got a call from another student saying, hey, I got this job opportunity and what should I do? Blah, blah, blah. They want to hire me and it requires me to grow my own caseload. So I'm like, well, listen, since I've been talking about this all morning, let's create this as a podcast video so you can so I can share with you what I shared with them. So it's not such a private conversation because I think there's a lot of OTs out there who are looking for opportunities. And here is one way to create that role, that job, and the way you want to work it. I've talked to so many PT business owners this year, and they're looking to bring in an OT, and they're like, how do we build their caseload? And I'm like, OTs, y'all people have opportunities. You have opportunities, and you just have to be ready for them. You just have to take a chance on yourself, right? So I often talk about occupational therapists, listen, develop your skills so you can have more choices, so you can um, build your own caseload the way you want, like the kind of patients you want to work with, right? So you can build your reputation. Like there is something to building your reputation so you can take it anywhere you want. You want to work for someone else because you don't want to go out on your own, then by all means work for them, grow your caseload. If you want to do your own thing, great, go ahead and do it. There's something for everybody. Here's how you do it. First of all, there's a couple ways to go about it, but I'm going to share the most common and kind of like the easiest, right? All right, so one of it is just like go to your local doctors, right? Go to your local referral sources. So I want to address this more than just like hand therapists. I want this to be valuable for occupational therapists in general. So who are your referral sources? So I'm going to give an example of a hand therapist, right? Your referral sources are going to be your hand surgeons, your general orthopedics, right? Your plastic surgeons that do hands. So right there, you can go to them and you can say, "Hey, doctor, my name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist, and these are type of cases that I treat. Kind of like send me your patients. Where do you like to send your patients? You can send them to me. Now, you don't have to become a certified hand therapist, but man, does it help, right? Man, does it help. So you can go and be like, if you're not a CHT yet, don't wait to market yourself. Market yourself. This is exactly what I did. I went, I said, hey, doctor, um, you know, I'm so and so. My name is Huang. I'm the OT, soon to be certified hand therapist at this location. Where do you send your hand patients to? Right? You should send them to me. I'm going to become a certified hand therapist soon. At that time, I was working at a hospital. Send them to me. I'm going to be a certified hand therapist soon. I'm studying. I'm going to sit. I'm on pass. Like you almost have to speak so boldly, right? So that you can market yourself, so they can give you a chance. Because I'm studying, I know what I'm doing. Because I'm studying, I know what I'm doing, right? Because of my experience, I know what I'm doing, right? And so you can go and you can start to market yourself to those referral sources. I'm going to give you an example. If you work in pediatrics, right? Go to pediatricians. Go network with clinical psychologists that work with kids. Network with speech therapists. Speech and OT, especially in peds, have always had like a great relationship, right? Go market to speech therapists who, maybe they have their own center, maybe they do their own thing. Clinical psychologists do the same thing. Like one of my friends is a clinical psychologist, and she's always looking for someone to refer her, pediatric kids, that she assesses and stuff like that, who have a need to work with occupational therapists. She's like, do you know an occupational therapist? I'm like, I don't work in peds, but let me find out one of my friends, right? So there are ways in which you have to think in your community who those potential people are. And then you go and you network with, and you go and you market to them. And you have to say what you're really good at, right? You have to say what you're really good at. I know you're good at something. I know you're good at something. So whatever it is that you're good at, say it. Hey, I'm really great with stiff hands. I'm really great working with hand and wrist types of injuries. If you have X and Y and Z types of cases, I'm really good at those cases. I'm studying on that. I'm going to become a certified hand therapist soon. Take advantage of me now before I get too booked up. But something to that nature. But you got to come out and you got to be very, secure, very bold in how you approach people. If you're there and you're like, well, unfortunately, I don't really know what I'm doing, but send me your patients. Nobody's going to send you patients, right? If you go in there and say, you know what, I really don't have any experience, but if you give me a chance, I'm going to try my best. That is not going to cut it. You need to go in there and say what you do really well. And I know that you have something you do really well. So you have to lead with that. So go to those referral sources and tell them about what you do, and tell them about how you can help their patients. Okay. That's number one. If you work for someone else, right? If you work for someone else, you can tell them, hey, this is what I'm really good at. This is what I'm doing, right? And then have them market. So I was talking to someone who works for a pretty big chain, and I'm not going to say any names, but they're a pretty big chain. And I know that they have a marketing person that goes and markets them around to the local surgeons, right? So what you do is you go and you talk to that marketing person and say, hey, just so you know, as an occupational therapist, this is what I do, right? I am really good at helping people with hand fractures, wrist surgeries, elbow surgeries, or tendinitises. I do shoulders, whatever it is that you do. And if you go and you talk to these doctors, you can let them know that I'm really good at these things and that I'm going to be studying to become a certified hand therapist, soon. And they should send their patients to me, right? If let's say you're in pediatrics, right, you can do the same with your referral sources, right? Your referral sources, and whoever is in charge of your marketing company, you can do the same thing. In pediatrics, there are different specialties, and you want to make sure that people know what that specialty is. If it's developmental delays, right? So I used to work with the NICU babies, and we were always looking for therapists who worked with kids with developmental delays. And so if it's developmental delays at XY age, it's a specialty. If you do handwriting, it's a specialty, right? Hey, I work with kids who have poor handwriting skills, right? I have I'm really good at working with kids who have sensory integration types of issues. If they have XYZ types of problems, those patients, I do really well with those patients, and those patients do really well with me. So you have to go out there and you have to put your best foot forward, and you have to say what you're really good at. I don't care if you are in home health, right? If you're in home health, you want to build your caseload, you've got to go to those people who are giving you the referrals and the cases, and you have to tell them, hey, I'm really good at X, Y, and Z. It doesn't mean you're not going to get those other cases, but when I was building my therapist's home health caseload, I went to the powers that be and I said, she's really good at hand and arm injuries. If you have anyone who's stuck at home and they have hand and arm injuries, those cases should come to us. All right. I have dabbled in many things. All I'm saying is, in order to build your caseload, you don't have to have letters. You don't have to have tons and tons of years of experience, but you should be good at something, and you want to lead with your best foot forward, and you want to tell them that, right? And I don't think if you are someone who's opening your own business and you're building your own caseload as an occupational therapist within your business, you must do the same. Everything I said, you must do the same. You must lead with what you're really good at doing. You pick 2 to 3 things and you hone into those 2 or 3. I'm really good at this. I'm really good at that. And then you start to build your caseloads, right? Now, outside of referral sources, doctors, other practitioners, centers, and that kind of stuff, outside of that, you can market directly to the everyday people, the population, right? I tell my staff this all the time. I know not everyone is comfortable on camera, but in this day and age, you've got to have a perspective and you've got to consider somehow sharing what you do. So in my clinic, sometimes I showcase my therapist. I'm like, share what you're doing. It doesn't have to be complex. Share with what you're doing. Oh, I'm helping this person move their scar after hand surgery so that they can be out of pain. I'm helping them, after hand surgery, they're really stiff. So I'm helping them get more mobile, right? Little itty bitty shares is better than no shares at all. You want to share what you're doing. And I know majority of companies nowadays have social media outlets. They have, they do either pictures or little videos or stories or shares, anything like that. Could it be writing a blog about what you do really well? Now, writing takes a little bit more effort to write in a way that get people's attention. But if you, like, for my clinic, for my company, we are a direct access. So we market directly to the everyday person and say, hey, if you have what you think is carpal tunnel, come on and give us a call. Not only do I have this free guide for you, I've written a book about it. Come in and talk to our therapist and get an understanding of really what's going on and see if you can avoid surgery and get rid of your symptoms, right? So you can sleep. And I share that perspective. I tell my therapist to share their perspective. And so when we invite someone to come in, they're like, hey, what can I do about this? You have a perspective of, yes, if you have really bad carpal tunnel and this is what we're looking for, atrophy, or we're looking for how consistent is your numbness, this and that and the other. Usually when we do a thorough evaluation is when we can find out, can we actually help you or do you need surgery? Do you want certainty? Right? So we can talk directly to that person. And I think how you speak to your potential patients is how you're going to build your caseload, right? It is in the communication of what you do really well. And then as you communicate really well and as you get more and more people onto your caseload, right? You don't just need like a handful, but because you do something so well, because you're a great therapist and you communicate to them, hey, who else do you know who has this X, Y, and Z problem? Oh my God, if you work with kids, those moms and those dads and those kids know other kids that have very similar, types of problems or disabilities or issues, right? If you're working like in the hand therapy world, we know that they know somebody who has that problem. So we talk, hey, do you know someone else, right? And then they tell their friend or they tell their doctor, hey, did you have a great result with us? If you did, tell your doctor that, my name is Huang and I helped you get out of pain. Let them know. And I share my business card and I share, hey, take this to them. Then I'll take it to them myself. And slowly but surely you build your caseload. So all this is a practice in various types of marketing tactics, right? The little things you do here and there that build your caseload. And there's a bunch of different ways in which you can do it. But I think some of the easiest way is to go out and share what you do really well, because I know you have something that you do really well and you can share that with people. And then once you share that with people, then you can ask them, hey, do you know someone else? And would they need my help? And then you share your contact. Part of building your caseload as an occupational therapist is building your reputation. Your patients should know you by name. That is one of the metrics that I talk to with my staff. People who come into the office should know your name. I have a hard name and people know my name, Huang. That's my name. In my clinic, I am Juanita, right? If they can't say Huang, they know me by Juanita. They know me by however means necessary, but they know me. They know me by my name. So that is an indicator to me that my therapist is working on building her own reputation, right? Because it's her reputation that's going to bring more people in to come and see her, not to come in and see Huang, right? They need to come in and see her. So when you're working with people, make sure that they know your name and that they know, hey, we did this together. Tell so and so, tell the doctor, tell another friend, tell a patient, leave me a review. When my therapist gets a review, and I've done this with almost just like every therapist that has come through my clinic, when your patient leaves a review, they should say your name, right? How do you coach them to say, oh, when you leave me a review, mention Aline, mention Huang, right? And so, that is a way of building your reputation, which is what builds your caseload. And that is just the start, right? I have so much more inside my mentorship program. If you're looking to learn more about how you build your caseload as an occupational therapist in hand therapy, the mentorship program might be one of the best places for you to start, because it helps you to build your skills and it helps you to build your reputation. So I hope this helps. And I do want it to help more than just like occupational therapists in hand therapy and certified hand therapists. I want this to help other OTs. So if this video has helped you, please consider liking and sharing, right? Sharing with a fellow friend that could use this type of advice. If you have any follow-up comments or questions, leave them below for me. I'm happy to make another video that can help you build your caseload as an occupational therapist and create your reputation. All right, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. Peace out. Hey therapy friends, it's Huang here. Thanks again for watching my video. And if you like videos like this that can help you just crush it in the hand therapy world as an occupational therapist, then hit the subscribe button and enjoy the video. Thanks again for watching.